These dogs are already worse assholes than they've been.
We'll go lock them in the... What's this?
This is my Croatian, my Hrvatski face mask.
Gotta represent.
That's why America's still number 1, baby.
That's right.
All right, can I do the entire podcast like this?
You definitely look like a fine young cannibal.
Now I look like I'm all jaundiced and yellow.
Good evening, weirdos. It is I, Cruddy Joe, and you're tuned in for another episode of Livin' Cruddy with Cruddy Joe. And I am here, of course, with the rest of the Getty Along gang. We have, in a world full of Hansons, he's the handsomest of those named Jimmy, James Hanson, and the love gun himself, Gino Cold Gin Coffinberry, and our very special guest, the man who will pay you a nickel to tickle his pickle, Baron Peter von Wolfie-von-Peterkremer. Is that hyphenated, by the way?
Yes, every other word.
His name's not Baby, it's Wolfie. Kremer if you're nasty. I'm happy as a clam. Are you kidding me? First and most important question is, have you ever worked at the Tower downtown?
I'm one of the few who have not.
You need to get on that, sir.
It's on my list right there.
Okay, great.
It's been a while since we talked to Pete. I think I ran into you a couple times right before the world fell apart.
Getting breakfast at Kroger.
So what's going on in your world since then?
We got the floors redone.
Nice.
Took 20 years, but we got it. Now I got to sweep them. Went to Croatia since then. There and back again. Coffee, man. Coffee.
Oh.
No, I'll tell you what the coolest thing was. When they go out the door, they're going to an appointment. They got no problem stopping to get a cup of coffee or grab a beer. And it's okay. It's fine. Nobody's in a hurry. Love it.
Yeah, what's that like? Can't even imagine.
Right? It was a revelation to see what the rest of the world does.
When I was studying in Germany, I was getting a sandwich one morning and this guy said, "Hey, why did you elect George W. Bush?" Whoa, where's this coming from? My tangent reason being, how do they perceive us abroad now?
This is the question that I get the most. Fuck. Seriously, everybody's going, how did this happen? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. It wasn't me.
I have almost the same exact story in Germany and some guy selling coffee or something out of a kiosk. He's like, "Hey, George Bush.
No, not so much.
Don't blame me for that. Wait till you see what's next."
Yeah, that was bad. Hold my beer. That's what I always say. Punk rock blew its wad in the Reagan era.
But this lends itself to another question. Considering, Peter, your interest in politics, has it been frustrating to you to not have any controversy to discuss since the last presidential election? Everything's been just going so smoothly.
Every day I ask
So
myself,
great again.
Gosh, when will something extreme happen?
He was right. I'm now tired of it being so great again.
I think the whole freaking world is tired of our greatness.
Everybody except Florida.
Except
Right.
Florida.
Yeah.
Florida.
Every day I see an old friend of mine from Florida post something. I don't know why we can't support our president, Donald Trump, because he's just trying to do a good job. What fucking planet are you on?
Really? Try harder.
The only ones that aren't like that are the ones that moved away. The ones that stayed there are fucking out of their minds with this shit. Like, they only have one channel in Florida.
Mar-a-Lago.
It's an adventure every goddamn day. I can tell you that Croatia is a country of 3 million people, and they got their shit way more together than we do when it comes to pretty much everything. I mean, healthcare. Hey, man, you get sick, you pay 20. As a U.S. citizen, you walk in, you pay $25, you get fixed.
Well, it's almost like maybe they actually give a shit about each other.
Kind of segueing back into that, have you delved into any new musical ventures? Have you started your own Plastic Ono band or anything like that?
No, actually, what I've done is I've got about 3 or 4 songs I wrote, and was planning to like hit up all my friends into the studio and record it and just make it a full moon band kind of thing. That's it. That's what I've been doing. Since I ain't been singing, I've been relearning to play the guitar. So I've been working with Ronnie Crutcher, and he's showing me all his cool freaking licks, that kind of stuff.
Sir, this is a family podcast. You'll have to keep that lick stuff down to a minimum.
Yeah, right. Still do when the EMFs thing comes up. I still do that. I enjoy that. We did like a jukebox thing.
What? The Unbelievable
They
guys?
eat my fucks. It's like a punk rock jukebox band.
Oh, okay. My baby takes the morning train.
Yeah. I was doing a Ramones cover band with my daughter and Sammy Baker and Steph. That was fun, but it's that it got to be too much, so we had to pull back a little bit. Just trying to have some fun because girls want to have fun.
Well, as you see, since nobody can be in the same room with each other, we've turned music into podcasting.
I saw that. It was pretty cool.
We've kept this thing going now this will be the 10th show in 10 weeks.
Yeah. I watched Jackson last week. I pretty much watch when I can, and that's most of the time. So I love to freak out, man. I just sit here at my computer while I'm writing, and I put on the freak out, and then I watch the movies. I don't remember the title, but it was the Kung Fu one, a couple weeks ago.
Shogun Assassin?
Yeah. Those are always fun.
Yeah, Gino always wants to play Kung Fu movies, but I have to reel him in a little bit. I'm like, no, horror movies. That's where it's at, buddy.
I tried to differentiate 2 nights so we could have more content.
I would love to see The Undertaker and his pals.
I'm sure we could pull that off.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Fibes posted a poster of the Corpse Grinders, and that was the first double feature I went to see. I was in the 8th grade, Corpse Grinders and Undertaker and his pals. If you want to make me cry.
I think individually those movies are fine to watch, but I think back to back, they're too similar. What kind of movies do you gravitate towards?
I like anything that's done well, really. I mean, I like sci-fi. I like monster movies. I'm not a blood stabber. I'm not a murderer. Yeah. I like The Exorcist. That was another big one in my life. Scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, man. I read the book and then saw the movie. My favorite story that I tell everybody is I was reading the book and my brother asked me what it's about. We shared a room, so my bed's right underneath. There was a window right above my bed. So I'm telling him about the story and how stuff is flying around the room and beds are jumping around and stuff. And as I'm talking, the shade on my window goes up halfway. It doesn't go whip. It just goes, and that was the end of the conversation. Good night, Joe. Our house was haunted, dude.
I didn't see Exorcist in the theater. That was a little bit before my time. I think I first saw it when it first ran on TV. After seeing it, I probably didn't make it to the end. Captain Howdy definitely lived in my attic. It was just too much. I was scared shitless that El Diablo was up there.
Imagine being raised Catholic and then seeing that movie. It scared the shit out of me.
Dude, I live in St. Louis. The legend is in St. Louis. 7 blocks from my house is where this shit went down. I was born and raised Catholic to believe in all the, amen.
Plus, the town where I grew up, there's a high school where the priest in the movie was a teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Next time, I know.
Great.
Yeah, when I was 35 millimeter projectionist at Green Hills, we got The Exorcist, the version you never seen, sent to us. I built it one night and it was like 2 in the morning and I was like, what the fuck? I don't have anything going on. I'm going to thread this bad boy up and watch it. So I threaded it up in our biggest theater with the best sound. I went down into this theater and sat in the middle since I have the whole auditorium to myself.
Nice.
The theme starts. It's completely dark in there and I'm sitting there and the theme starts and I'm like, this was a bad idea.
Yeah.
It was the scariest projection moment I think I've ever had.
I imagine we could look this up in 2 seconds to find out if it's true, but I've heard that on certain cuts of Tubular Bells, back when it was only available on vinyl, that it had one of those slip tracks that would roll around for a while, and then you would hear nothing but pops and grooves, and then about 5 minutes would go by, and then some versions of that had a loud-ass chainsaw that would come on at the very end of that.
Oh, that would be so cool. I didn't hear anything like that, but that would be cool.
Right, to shit your pants for.
Yeah, I bought that album, played it over and over and over again. Yeah, I was pretty much immersed in that whole thing. I loved it. It scared the shit out of me.
I moved to Florida the same exact summer that Jaws came out.
Oh, yeah.
The big plus to moving to Florida was we're going to go to the beach every day. Within 2 weeks of moving there, this movie comes out. We go see it, and I'm like, the beach is the scariest fucking place on the planet.
Yeah.
I would not go to the beach for years after that.
Monsters are real, dude. I've always had a problem with water. We had basically a hole in the ground. You'd go in there and swim, and those little things that nip at you and shit, it would scare the living bejesus out of you. You don't know if that's a turtle. I mean, one of them big old-ass snapping turtles.
Ponds and lakes and stuff in the Midwest and the South, hell no. I mean, you're going to come out without toes or...
Yeah. And then you got those water snakes all over the place. Toes. I saw toes.
Hopefully it wasn't something else.
Oh, if it was something else, he's a talented man.
The trouser toe. I could do it from here.
How would you solve problems if you were from Mars, Pete?
Why would I want to solve any problems here if I live on Mars?
Fuck you, Earth.
Exactly.
But what if we landed and set up a colony on Uranus?
Where did you get these questions from?
This was the last minute 10 questions you should ask in every podcast.
Can I use a lifeline?
Phone a friend.
All right, if you could get rid of any state, which one would it be?
You know what? I think Florida's leaving us anyway, so I'll just go with them.
That's definitely my choice. If you could get rid of any state, what would it be, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Florida? Do we have consensus, Joe?
We do, yeah, right? Joe, are you a
The comic skit show, the state. I'll just make it easier and I'll say Florida too. Sure.
Unanimous.
Well, I already do the podcast nude. So.
Don't get paid enough for this.
All right, Peter. True or false? They say that the road is no place to start a family.
True.
It is true because Steve Perry said it.
I have a Steve Perry story.
Oh, boy.
We just do that. I'll tell the Steve Perry story every week.
They have the best coffee, though. I don't care what anybody says out there in Cruddy Joe land. Dunkin' Donuts, the best coffee.
You know who also shares that opinion?
Who?
This guy.
Right.
Our friend Boomer. He swears by Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and he is the one who picked our movie this week, Bad Taste.
You should show off a better picture of that your sweet-ass T-shirt, Gene.
I hope this COVID thing goes away. I would sure love to have them come back.
Yes.
They're coming
So much
back.
fun to watch.
Yeah, these guys.
He's whispering in your ear. What's he whispering, Gene?
What is that garbage you're listening to? When I was your age, we listened to real music. When I was your age, we didn't have oxygen. We walked around holding our breath, and we were thankful.
It's like Ted Nugent. I knew he was an asshole 30 years ago when I saw him on his stage doing the Stranglehold tour.
That's the only way to cure cat scratch fever.
Right? Like maybe, where's my camera? Maybe that big.
Yep.
There are no fat Croatians. And you're going to drink that out of what?
And why do you need 16 ounces of it? What about the food? How was the food there?
I grew up with Croatian food because my parents are immigrants. Everything that I experienced over the first 62 years of my life was like compressed food-wise into one experience. Rukle, saurma.
McDLT.
That's the other thing. You know how many fast food restaurants I saw in the 2 weeks that I was there? Two.
6.
I was going to guess 2.
I saw police presence twice.
Now, did you instigate both incidents of the police?
The America detector went off. We detected America.
I spent time with my son just around. Not very rock and roll, but it was very cool.
Oh, it's a different world, man. It's a different world over there.
Everybody's got to trace their roots back to their old country. We've all, every one of us here has done that, right?
Yeah.
I know I made it to Germany and to Ireland, and I know Jimmy's been to Italia. And Joe, I guess you're from fucking
Croatia.
I'm from Detroit, the city of love.
What is the old country that Joe associates with?
Italy.
Right next door to Croatia.
Not only did I get to go to Italy, I got to go to Naples, which allegedly is where my, grandparents' parents were from.
Do they have tarantulas in Croatia?
Yeah, near Tarantula.
I have been to Italy, yes.
We've all done that thing. We can all pack it up now.
We've lived. We're
I
done.
know last week Joe was trying to escape to Calgary with Tom, so.
That's right.
I think come November 4th, we'll all be trying to escape to Calgary.
Don't say that.
Yeah. Too late.
I want to hear the questions, okay?
Okay. I will read off a couple lines from a song. It's not super hard. It's not super easy. Last week, Tom nailed it. One of the few times that got nailed. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. The first couple lines are, he picked it one, he licked the other, he went in circles.
Repeat. Ponovite, molim vas.
Sorry, do the line again.
That means repeat, please.
Okay. He picked it one, he licked the other, he went in circles.
Oh, that's
You got to tell me the next line, the band, and the song. He picked it one, he licked the other, he went in circles. What's the next line?
freaking idea.
Anybody else have any idea what that is?
All I know is that it's about herpes.
Who is it?
He picked it one, he licked the other, he went in circles, he dropped dead. Freedom of Choice by Devo.
See, now context, now I get it.
I'm through.
Maybe you need to sing it, Gene. Maybe we should sing it.
If I sing it, I would just be giving it away. Plus, nobody in their right mind would ever want to hear me sing.
Oh, we've all heard it.
Nobody died.
We're all still here.
You still have two chances to at least tie two quotes from two movies. You tell me what the movie was and the character or the actor.
Okay.
Do you want the easy or the difficult one first?
Easy.
You guys don't show me much. Why don't you dickheads just walk all the way back back home, huh?
Sounds like Tarantino.
You guys don't show me much. Why don't you dickheads just walk all the way back home, huh?
Oh, all right. Now, sorry.
You're going to be like, oh, I know that movie. It was Mercy, Deborah Van Valkenburg from the Warriors. When they tread into orphans territory.
Yeah, okay.
All
Yeah.
right, now you have your last chance of redemption is the hardest one. The quote is, this asshole just said we all look like a bunch of pricks with ears.
Oh, Jesus.
Todd, go away.
God.
This asshole just said we all look like a bunch of pricks with ears. Hey, Terror, this asshole just said we all look like a bunch of pricks with ears.
Hey, Terror?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. That's a Road Warrior movie, but I'm probably wrong. Don't know.
Pete goes 0 for 3. That was actually Pee-wee, the Wanderers. The actress was Linda Manns, who I found out today had just died.
Leon, take your shower.
Is it 8:30 already?
Every week, that kid's got to take a shower on.
Every week.
Look, number one, pollster shows up again.
We got to be prepared for her next week.
There's no preparing, believe me.
I was joking with Joe earlier today and sent him a picture of Linda Manns playing guitar, and I sent it to him, and I said, this was me learning how to play guitar when I was 13. He thought it was actually me, and he said, oh, that looks like Tatum O'Neal, yeah.
Tatum O'Neal.
So I go online, and I'm like, I want to find a picture of Linda Manns. She died like 2 days ago.
Oh.
Not of COVID, was it?
No, maybe, but they said she had lung cancer and pneumonia, which could have been.
Don't politicize her death, Gene.
And you'll be my last love. Don't go. I will never.
She did like one other movie and disappeared completely. Well, the only reason I did the Linda Manns one was because, like we did with John Saxon, he just died like the day before. I ask you the question, but before you give us the answer, I go around the room and these guys will try to guess what you're going to say. Then you tell us which one of us got the close.
Okay.
All right, first question is, what celebrity or famous person would you most like to do? And we'll start with Jimmy and who he thinks that might be.
So I've known Peter for a while. I would have to say Olivia Newton-John.
That's a good choice.
That is a good choice.
Joe?
Well, I don't know Peter as well as you do, but he strikes me as a bit of a wild man and someone who might dabble in experimentation. So I'm going to say Zira from Planet of the Apes.
Joe, that's your choice.
You got it.
He got it. Wait, Gene didn't get to guess yet.
Well, if he guessed it, then
Pop into my mind, but as soon as you said it, I was like, oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now, the original or Helena Bonham Carter?
Yes.
Which one is available right now?
They both make a Wolfie sandwich.
well, something tells me I know what Pete's choice is going to be, but I have just forgotten it.
I already got it, so I want a t-shirt.
Yeah, I think you get
But I'm going to go with Mae West.
Yeah.
Now you tell who your choice is and which one of us three Joes got closest. He didn't say Joe.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Joe. Yeah.
You want to do Joe?
Yeah, I want to do Joe. Why?
Zira from Planet of the Apes is Pete's choice and Joe. And the last question of this series, what famous person, living or dead, would you most like to punch in the face? We'll start with Jimmy.
Jared Kushner.
What do you got, Joe?
Roddy McDowell for trying to steal his woman.
I think the obvious would probably be Trump, but that's so obvious I should probably rule him out as even being able to be a choice. I'm going to go with the name of his publicist or whatever
The new blonde chick? Yeah.
You gotta know her name in order to punch her.
No, you really don't.
whatever the fuck her name is. I don't even want to know what her name is.
No, you know who I really want to punch in the face? Fucking Mitch McConnell.
Good.
Without him, none of this shit would have been possible.
Was he so close we could jump in the car and go punch him, be back by dinner tomorrow?
Let's do it. Get a truck, get a couple hay bales, and toss it in the back and drive up to Kentucky.
I'm off at 4, dude.
Punch him right in his wad.
Gotta punch him right in the beak.
Hit it like a speed bag.
Right. And slap him in the ears a couple times.
We, of course, don't advocate any of it.
Jimmy will punch him in the taint.
Here's my new last one thing that I wanted to start doing. Not knowing who our next guest will be, we want to ask the current guest a question they would like that guest to be asked. Pay it forward.
Oh.
Hey, so you better do a good job, Pete.
What time of day was it when you first imbibed illicit substances? What time was it? Like, you just got off school at 3:15, or did it take 10 minutes to go to your friend's house, or did you have to stop and it wound up being more like 4:12? I mean, this is an intricate question.
Not only that, it's like one of those, Senator, when did you stop hitting your wife? Admitting that you took illicit substances.
You could just say imbibe. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those for you because you're the first one doing this.
Yeah, groundbreaker here every day.
That's you, buddy.
So what is this week's Jimmy's Cruddy cuisine?
This week I've been trying, this has been going on for a couple of weeks. I've been trying to perfect a cookie recipe that my mother makes. Making these raspberry thumbprint cookies, where you make the cookie dough with your own damn hands, and then you use your own damn thumb to push a little right in the top there. You put some raspberry jam in them. And the first couple times I made them, they spread out, but I figured it out. So I've been slowly making cookies, which is why we've all put on 15 pounds in quarantine. Every week
It
I've been
sounds
making
like an Italian thing, doesn't it? It's
I don't know what Joe just did there, but it was fucking frightening.
What did he do?
I was just yawning.
You didn't see that?
I didn't see it.
I thought for sure he was going to show you how many fucking cookies he could fit in his mouth at one time. I guess I was the only one that saw that.
All the cookies.
Start talking about cookies, Joe's mouth just starts going, ah.
You know, that could be the no intro sequence. It's just my mouth going wide and then Living Cruddy with Joe comes flying out.
I didn't mean to interrupt Jimmy's Cruddy cuisine.
That's all right.
So is that like that shortbread cookie with the jelly in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
They're very complicated.
Very, very.
But there's like a popular cookie tin that has that in it, right? It's a little like I don't even know what you call that cookie, but it's got a little red jelly in the middle, right?
Yeah, it's a reasonable facsimile thereof.
Yeah. Some of them have a cherry in them, and it's the cherry's no good. You got to have the jam in the middle.
Raspberry, yeah.
The butter cookie with a little bit of jam in it.
Sorry.
Apricot also.
What's wrong with Joe over there?
I don't know.
Still thinking about fitting cookies
Down
in
to fit.
He's losing it.
About what Gene said about me demonstrating how many cookies I can fit.
He just got that joke.
He just keeps getting it over and over again.
Okay, I think I've got to try to maintain some semblance of professionalism.
Why?
Again, 5 ingredients, super easy to make, but if you want the recipe, call your mom because that's where I got mine.
Yeah, this is falling apart quickly, Joe. You need to wrap it up.
I would like to thank our very special guest, Baron Wolfie-von-Peterkremer, a.k.a. Christy Kremer, and the Getty Along gang, handsome Jimmy Hansen, and handsome Gene Coffinberry. So with that in mind, that's all we got for this week. Peace out, Holmes. Come on, Jimmy, give up the goat. The goat, baby, the goat.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Do it. Red ink on my hand.
What is that ink?
Pink
That's
ink.
the devil's ink.
Dude, that's a lot of masturbation to get a blood vessel like that.
I don't
Bringing
know.
it against the desk.
Hell out of that monkey.
Does COVID give you a red face?
Yeah.
I guess I got it.
Once you lose all your sense of taste.
I never had any, so.
As soon as you're touring, I'll come out and see your Plastic Ono band. Pete, we appreciate you coming on, bud.
Well, there you are.